Higher Secondary School, Uttagarai. I welcome all of you to English online class. Dear students, before going to the lesson, let us listen to a small story. Do you all like to listen stories? Yes, I know you all like to listen stories. Okay, yeah. There was a village, and in that village there lived a farmer who was an industrious and intelligent person who owned a mango grove. It was the month of January and February where the flowers started to bloom, and all over the village there was full of mango flowers in every part. The farmer was very happy to see his tree blooming with flowers and full of flowers. He was happy, and he went and told his family members that this time we are going to give a good yield this year. I think this year we'll be having a good yield and production will be there. He was so happy. Apart from other trees, his grove were full of flowers. But as days went on, some of the flowers started due to unhealthy or premature reason, some of the flowers started to fell down and it died. Seeing that, the farmer was very depressed and dejected. He sat under the tree and he was thinking deeply what he can do next. In the same meantime, he saw a colorful butterfly coming, flying towards a flower to suck honey from the flower. But as it was far, it was looking so beautiful. But as it was nearing, the farmer as well as the flower saw the butterfly had damaged wings, and two of their legs has been attacked by the predator. But even though the butterfly struggled itself and it came there to suck honey from the flower. So seeing this, the farmer as well as the depressed flower was very sad to see seeing the butterfly. But as soon as the butterfly came towards the flower, it saw the flower did not yield that much of honey, and it asked the flower, why didn't you yield such a honey? Because since it was a season. During that time, the flower said to the butterfly that, see, a few days before, there were lots of flowers, that is, my siblings were all together, we were all happy. But now only few of them are there. Others, due to unhealthy or due to premature, they all fall and died off. So during that time, the butterfly gave the hope to the flowers that, see, even though my legs are damaged and my wings are damaged, I am struggling to live, and I came from there to drink or relish the honey from you. So it gave a hope to the flowers. As well as seeing this, the farmer also got an optimism thought, oh, this is not where we have to get depressed. Next, what we should do? How can we come out of this struggle? What should I do next? This was his thought, and he started to give good fertilizers, and he gave manures to the tree, and after a few days the tree gave ripened fruits, and he felt happy as well as family members also felt happy. Why I am saying this story is live. God has created many human living things, but among that, human being is one of the noblest part of living things. Okay, that's what God has created human beings, and living alive is more important. So we people always think about the struggles or the past, what has happened. But here, seeing that butterfly, it shows that even it struggled a lot, it wanted to live in this world. This shows the optimism. So let us now go to the lesson in the celebration of being alive, written by Dr. Christine Barnett. Celebration, this word alone gives. Have you seen the celebration word? We see the celebration of festivals. We're celebrating Diwali, celebrating Pongals, or celebrating all kinds of festivals when we have excitement and enjoyment. But here, Christine Barnett bring this word for being alive. So a human being living alive is something, it's like a celebrating thing, it's like a festival. So the persons who all are living alive, supposed to be, we have been gifted by the God, and we are living alive today it's due to God's gift. Yes, coming to the lesson now. We all know that Christine Barnett was the first doctor to perform heart surgery, transplant surgery. Here we have an extract of his speech. Extract means what? A gist of his speech, wherein he experienced, which has changed his perspective of life altogether. So in his speech, he says that there was a change in his life. What has happened in his life? What was a transformation made in his life? Let us find to lead such a dramatic transformation. So from this lesson, he is giving some, there was a change in his life. What made him to change his life? What happened in his life? That we are going to see. More and more, as I near the end of my career as a heart surgeon, my thoughts have turned to the consideration of why people should suffer. Suffering seems so cruelly prevalent in the world today. Do you know that of the 125 million children born this year, 12 million are unlikely to reach the age of 1, and another 6 million will die before the age of 5. And of the rest, many will end up as mental or physical cripples. So he's given in his extract, we have just taken 13 points. In that 13 points, the first point is saying more and more as I near the end of my career. So as a heart surgeon, as his profession is going to come to an end, you know the retirement stage of the person. So he's ending to the retirement stage of this person. His thoughts is being recalling what's happening, why the turn to the consideration of the people should suffer, why people are suffering. Consideration means what carefully thinking about why people should suffer. He's at the end of his retirement stage. Suffering seems so cruelly and prevalent. So he's saying suffering is something wickedly and common to all the human beings. And in that he has given a statistics report saying that you know that out of 125 million children born this year, 12 million are unlikely to reach the age of 1. So 125 million children born this year, in that 12 million are unlikely. That means what? They are not even able to touch or reach at the age of 1. That means what? They all die. And another 6 million will die before the age of 5. That next is giving. Others, if they survive from 1, it's very hard to reach up till 5. That means what? Even at the age of 5, 6 million of children will die. And the rest of many will end up with. And apart from that, the rest people will be having some mentally or physically disabled people, like visually challenged, physically challenged. We have heard about it. That kind of people are living in this world. So he's saying why sufferings is being given to human beings alone. Okay. Next is say coming to the second point, my gloomy thoughts probably stemmed from an accident I had a few years ago. One minute I was crossing the street with my wife after a lovely meal together, and the next minute a car had hit me and knocked me into my wife. She was thrown into the other lane and struck by a car coming from the opposite direction. Here, my gloomy thoughts. This my gloomy refers to Dr. Christian Barnett, whose thing gloomy means what? Old thoughts really probably stamp out. Stamp out means what? Developed after he had met with an accident. He recalls all this. I had few years ago, one minute I was crossing, just after having a lovely meal, after he and his wife had a lovely meal, that is excellent and relish meals. After relishing that meals, both of them came happily together. That 1 minute and the next minute, what happened? A car had hit me and knocked me. Some car had hit our author, and what he has done? He knocked his wife, and what happened? She was being thrown out to the other lane, and a car coming from the opposite direction. A car was coming the opposite direction, and that car also hit whom? The Dr. Christian Barnett's wife. During the next few days in the hospital, I experienced not only agony and fear, but also anger. I could not understand why my wife and I had to suffer. So in his third point, he's saying that why this has happened to me. Okay, when all are there, I had a lovely meal. I came happily after having that meal. I and my wife came. The next minute, I was being knocked out by a car, and next I was knocked out by my wife, and she also been hit by a car. Now both of them are being injured. In this injury, what happened? His wife to suffer. I had 11 broken ribs. So the author has been, what happened to him? He was injured and 11 ribs were broken, and a perforated lung means what? His lungs was also been damaged. My wife had a badly fractured, and more or less his wife also had a fracture in the shoulder. Over and over, I asked myself, why should this happen to us? So he was repeatedly getting confused in his life, saying that why this is happening to me alone, why God is testing me. I had to work to do. She said I had work because he's a good heart surgeon person. He had lots of operation to be done, and patients will be waiting for him. There are more patients for him, so I have to do lot of work. After all, there were patients waiting for me to operate on them, and patients are waiting for my operation too. And in that, my wife had a young baby who needed her care. They both had a baby, and that baby also needed a care. Means a parental care should be given to whom? To that baby. Now both of them are being injured and being hospitalized in the hospital. Fourth point he says about my father, had he still been alive, would have said, my son, it's God's will, that's the way God says to you. Suffering ennobles you and makes you a better person. Now the doctor recalls his father's words. If he had been alive, if he is being still alive, he would have said, my son. My son refers to whom? Dr. Christian Barrett. It's God's will. God's will refers to a wish. That's the way God tests you. So here, if his father is alive, his father would say him that God is testing you. Now this is your testing time. God tests you. So suffering ennobles you. When you suffer a lot, you make a better person. So we have the experience makes a man better. So here, Dr. Christian Barnett said, experience alone, suffering also makes you a better person. This was the words told by whom? Dr. Christian Barnett's father. So he recalls everything during, because when we think deeply about something, all kinds of ideas comes and disturbs our mind. So he's recalling everything. But as a doctor, I see nothing noble in patient. But he said, my father is a religious and pious man. He used to say everything something commonly and but I am a doctor. I am an educated person. Okay, I know everything. I am a well heart transplant surgeon. I am a surgeon where I see nothing noble in patients thrashing around. Thrashing around is what? An idiom here. Moving about here restlessly. Sweat-soaked bed. Say what? Here the patients are being, because during that time there was not good facilities were not been available in the hospital. So the patients were restlessly moving here and down with pain, shouting with pain. All this will be gone. Mind clouded in agony. If their minds were being clouded means disturbed in agony, that is pain and fear, everything was going on to the patients. Nor can I see any nobility in the crying of a lonely child in a ward at night. Here he refers to a child which has been crying throughout night, but there was nothing brilliant or intelligent in that nobility. He's saying the patient, that child is just a patient, and she is suffering from the disease. What is that? So he, as a doctor, he did not feel the sufferings of that child, because his duty is what to do, to treat the patients. In those days, they didn't have sophisticated heart surgery. I always found the sufferings of children particularly heartbreaking, especially because of their total trust in doctors and nurses. They believe you are going to help them. If you can't, they accept their fate. They go through mutilating surgery, and afterwards they don't complain. Here in the sixth point, he says, in those days they didn't have sophisticated heart surgery. So sophisticated refers to what? Luxuries. Okay. I have always found the suffering of children particularly heartbreaking. So since he's a heart surgeon, he always deals with the people who come. So he sees most of the children being affected by heart problem, especially because of their total trust in doctors. What we do when we go to the doctor, what we say, doctor, you are the God, you have to survive the people, you have to save my son or you have to save my daughter. We all put our pains and everything towards the doctor's feet and we cry. Same way, saying they all put their trust in doctors and nurses. We believe the doctors and nurses to be the gods. They believe you are going to help them, and they also believe the patients who are coming and the family members of the patient also, they all believe that we are the doctors and nurses are to be the God. They are going to save the life of the patient. If you can't, they accept their fate. Suppose the operation is being succeed, means they used to thank the doctors and nurses to be good. But if the operation is not succeeded, it has gone failure, they accept it is our fate. They don't complain or they don't fight with others. They go to the mutilating surgery. Mutilating means what? The damaged tissues repeatedly having surgeries being done by people. And afterwards, they don't complain. Even though they had repeatedly surgeries done, they don't complain to anybody. Let's see the next video. Thank you, children.